what's his name? Shredder. Oh! It's gotta operate and fall in love. We gotta bring 30 people out of a building.
And Chicago Med tagline.
Yeah.
Operate and fall in love.
All right, let's go.
Come on.
Hey! Oh, hey! Oh man, lots of toys. None of these toys do I know or recognize.
Yeah. None of these toys have my pic. Oh, hey!
This is from my personal collection that I actually brought in. Yeah.
Can you see the
That's
resemblance?
That's weird. You have your own shredder at home.
Yeah.
That's original Shredder.
This is the OG shredder of. Wow.
Where's your Steve doll, man?
I know, I left him at home with Steve and Miranda. They stay in the box because they have to retain the
never
money.
want to be touched.
Yeah, totally. They have to
Don't
stay in the
touch
box.
Don't touch them.
Totally. Mint condition.
Yeah, this is
What we
just
like to
some
call it.
of. I'm a big collector of
Is
things.
this all your stuff?
Some of it is, but some of it is
this
also.
yours?
That's mine. Yeah. You remember Bill?
Bill.
Of course, yeah. When they,
Capitol Hill.
the film stock looked new when they aired this on television. When I watched it, now it's all like yellowed.
This would be amazing if we flipped it all back up and it was John Travolta's and this is a face off.
Oh my God, that would be
Wouldn't
so
have been
amazing.
Pillow, but it's not. It's just purple.
It's just pink.
It's okay though. It's okay. Next time.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, no, this is just what we do. We're just hanging out. Brian, so like I said earlier, Shredder, I was so obsessed the first time I met you to find out that.
Yes.
Was that something that was part of your life before you started?
You mean the Turtles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a fan?
Of course. I remember in
Were
junior
the Turtles
high.
part of your life?
It was such a
the
part of
Turtles
my
were-
life,
okay,
though,
okay.
real big.
I mean, I remember in junior high distinctly, me and my friends went to the movie theaters, and there's this moment in that first Turtles movie.
With
Or
Elias
something
Koteas, who I
with
went to.
Elias!
I went to the premiere with Elias.
Did you?
Of the first movie.
You're
Did
kidding
you
me.
really?
Yeah. I was with Elias is an old friend. And I was visiting him, and he goes, I gotta go to this movie I made. I was like, what is it? He goes,
so
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
Anyway.
like legend in that. But there's this moment where we just started chanting, and then the entire audience was audience participation for the first time, and this was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And that never happened. And I was just like, this is amazing! I love the Turtles! And everyone just started going crazy. It was one of those those moments as a kid you don't forget. But yeah, I grew up with the Turtles, and then I guess being Shredder, I used to be Shredder for Halloween.
That's amazing.
That's how
Come on.
no, for real, that's how.
What a cool
Art
thing.
imitating
Well,
life.
I always loved that movie because it was one of the first things that made me love film. Because as a kid, you saw them up on screen. It was like, oh, this cartoon has come to life. You can
Right.
touch them. There's a texture to
Sure.
it. And I was like, how did they do this? How did they make these cartoons into real giant turtles?
Yeah.
I think in my stupid kid mind, I thought these were actually real giant turtles. How did they do it? A miracle.
I have your wife. I have an image of your wife crying in the corner of your house, going like, "You're not really Shredder. You're not Shredder."
What's funny is, so my daughter, who's 4, takes Taekwondo class.
Yeah.
And she'll go to her
Still Shredder,
sensei
Mom. I don't
and be
believe
like
it.
this. She'll go to her sensei and be like, my dad's Shredder. and I didn't like spontaneously add that to her
Yeah.
things to say, but she said that on her own. I thought that was quite amazing.
I
Of course,
don't
I
know.
coached her for about a month straight.
Well, what's funny about the Turtles thing, and I don't know if this is true because what is true on Wikipedia, did you really work in a pizza shop when you were
I
in high
did
school?
work at a pizza shop.
Yeah.
Wow, you did your homework.
Yeah.
Blackjack Pizza was the local pizza shop in my hometown, and literally all of us worked there. One of our friends' dad was the owner, so we all got employed there, and we all made pizza, flipped pizza, and we're just a bunch of delivery boys for the entire neighborhood.
You could do the whole spin.
We could do the whole spin.
See,
We,
I know.
like,
He's one of those
competed.
guys. He's coordinated. He can do cool stuff, and yeah. I mean, I'd be like, "Can I try again?"
Ripping holes right through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David, did you have a high school job?
I had a lot of jobs, yeah, but I worked. I worked at a tube cutting plant. I worked at a couple of farms, mucking horse stalls. I worked at a dry cleaners. I worked. There were a bunch of them. There were a lot of them. Yeah.
It was man work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were,
David's jack of all
they
trades.
were the jobs that I could get, man. McDonald's wouldn't hire me, man.
Why not?
They didn't want me. They didn't want me. A bunch of my buddies made the McDonald's cut. I got the tube cutting plant.
Do you remember what was your first paid TV or movie gig?
My first paid television series gig was on The Pretender, and I played an agent on The Pretender. I remember that distinctly.
Was that guy that handsome guy? Everything was in black or something.
Everything is in black. Like
Yeah,
his hair was
okay.
almost
Yes.
like pitch black.
Yeah.
And yes. And I remember that. But my very first job as an actor was this commercial, and it was a Kellogg's commercial, and this is like every actor's story. I just started out had my headshot and resume, and then got my agent that was probably some guy on the corner of the street, and then he got it out somehow, and I got this audition for a Kellogg's commercial. And I walked in, and I do the commercial, and then a week later, they're like, "You got it," and I was like, "This acting stuff is easy." I was like, "It's so simple."
Which cereal was it though?
It was. I believe it was. Which Kellogg's cereal was it? I think it was just the Kellogg's Flakes.
Oh,
Corn
Frosted
Flakes.
Flakes or Corn
And
Flakes?
so the scenario is me and this buddy of mine were snowboarders, and he got into an accident, and his mouth was wired shut. So me being the bro that I am, put Kellogg's and milk together in a blender and put it in front of him with a straw.
Nice.
It's an everyday scenario.
Totally everyday scenario.
I did that. I did that. I busted my jaw, and I used to go to Taco Bell, and I put them in the blender and in a straw, and you stick it in the gap behind your teeth, and be like,
No, that can't.
Taco Bell! Oh, I've done it, yeah.
That's gross. That's a
Yeah.
really gross way
Yeah,
to
it is.
experience
It's,
Taco
again,
Bell.
art imitating life. There's a theme happening. There's a
you go.
theme.
David, what was your early acting gigs?
Yeah, I think the first one I did a speech in this weird movie with Cheech Marin and Eric Roberts. I think it was either that or this. I played a bum in a TV movie. One of them was the first. But Eric Roberts was kind of he was a big deal at the time. He wasn't Julia Roberts' brother. She was Eric Roberts' sister.
Oh.
You go who's that? Oh, that's Eric Roberts' sister. And then it became Julia Roberts' brother.
Right.
But and I had this big speech, and I was really nervous. And then he was like, "Hey, it's your first job?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Wow, don't F it up, man." And I was like, "Oh." So whatever. But it was
No
Cheech
pressure.
Marin. It was cool. I had fun. I don't like the beginning of careers though. Beginning of
They're
careers.
hard.
But if you don't want to
So
step
hard.
out hard, if you jump out in a Kellogg's commercial,
Yeah.
where do you go from there? I mean, it's all
I know,
down.
the bar is high.
All down.
A Kellogg's commercial. I mean, the bar is set high. I had these fantasy ideas of because it happened so fast, so quickly, and I was just like, I'm set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Done. I got
Yeah.
this Hollywood thing down. Of course, I didn't work for 2 years straight after that.
Of
I was
course,
just struggling.
One of my favorite things, I told somebody this on the elevator this morning, it blew their mind, is you were in Austin Powers and Goldmember.
Oh wow.
No, wait till and it's like that one of those moments that when you mention it to everyone remembers. It was
Yes.
in all the commercials where
Yes.
Austin Powers is driving and he gets caught under a Godzilla statue and it's running down the street in Tokyo and someone runs up and goes, "It's Godzilla."
Yeah,
It was you.
This guy. Run! It's Godzilla! And then Masaoka, who's another actor that's come up, he has another banter and he says,
It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's
and then I was like, but still, we should run like it is Godzilla!
though it isn't.
And then we just started running.
I had no idea that was you, but
Yes.
that at the time that scene was so iconic. It was in all the commercials
Yeah.
and all the promos.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, I was known as, the Godzilla guy for a very long time.
Wow.
For a very long time.
But now, at a time where it wasn't so long ago, but those were the kind of roles that Asian actors were getting.
Yeah,
And now
absolutely.
you're seeing a completely. It's very much different now.
100%.
It's on
Yeah.
the way.
Thousand
As it should be.
percent.
Yeah.
Thank
As it
you.
should be.
Back then, that was the early 2000s, and those were the roles that I was getting. It was Japanese businessman number 2. It was bad guy North Korean soldier. It was the tech guy number 4, and it was these stereotypes that really kind of you were basically the pincushion to what the movie and television industry needed at that particular time and space to tell their particular story in their particular way.
Do you feel like
In their
you have-
ignorant way.
Do you feel like now
I'll say it.
the opportunities? Do you, as an actor looking at your career, do you feel like there's so many more opportunities now for you?
I mean, no doubt. I feel like the wave or the movement or whatever you want to call it is definitely in the right direction. I feel like the people behind the scenes that are creating these stories are what's important. I feel because of the landscape of the industry that's progressing so phenomenally and like expanding both internationally, and television is blowing up, and so does the film industry. I think having this not just with Asian actors but in every aspect of the community, whether it's, you know, women, whether it's, you know, gay, LGBTQ, all of these other things, where I feel like the expansion of kind of the universality of TV and film is what needs to be spread, because we're such a powerful medium, right? That like it's like a responsibility to really kind of be able to use that, right, and share stories that are equal to all walks of life. So yeah, I feel like as far as Asian Americans are concerned, it is a step forward and it is an expansion that I feel very blessed to be a part of. But I started this show 5 years ago, you know, where it was still a little stinted. This was pre-Crazy Rich Asians. And I was talking to David earlier about how I got the job, and what I value most about Dick Wolf and NBC in my particular situation is that they didn't see the Ethan character as Asian. They just needed a doctor. And what NBC said was, listen, this is a good actor on this particular show. This show didn't get picked up. Let's ask if Dick Wolf wants him on this show, and he did, and all this other stuff. So they literally created this role around me, but it wasn't because I was Asian. It was just because I was a human being. And that's what I value most about my situation.
Hey, David, I'm always curious about actors who come off of really popular hit shows like Sex and the City, and wonder, did you worry about getting work after that? I know it's very blunt.
No, of course.
But
no, we just talked about this like an hour.
Oh, did you?
Yes. Morning, yeah.
Both.
Because when we came off of it, I turned to Willie Garson, who played something on that show, Sanford or Stanford on that show, and I can never remember. It's Sex in the City, Sex and the City, and people make fun of me, and I love the job. But I said to Willie, I know him for a while, I said, so, you know, Willie, the show, it's the girl show, but, we've been, a part of this thing. I said, do you think that, like, because I had a rough go of it. I still have a rough go of it, but, and then I said, like, you think it'd be, like, make things a little easier or something? He goes, David, I don't know if he coined this expression, but he goes, the streets of Hollywood are paved with the careers of character actors that were on hit shows and were never heard from ever again. Oh, and I went, oh. So yeah, no, I had a hard time afterwards, but the big thing is you can't get bitter and angry about it, because if you get like, if you have a sense of entitlement, I don't know, a lot of actors get goofed up. I was with a buddy of mine who's a dear friend of mine yesterday, and it's like we were talking about starting out. I mean, I don't know how many guys you start out, but how many, I always go like, are they still intact? Because I've been in the business since 83, 35, whatever that, how many ever years that is. And a lot of people I came up with, man, they, in every form of life, but like, I'm telling you, like mental illness, drug addiction, alcoholism, sex addiction, egomaniacal disorder. There's so many different things, and so many people that I came up with after 35 years in the business are gone, and it's sad because they're just not, they might have died, they might have just disappeared, or they just like became different people because like the business ate them up. The lack of success or the falling off the cliff's edge type thing, and I was like, I don't want that to happen to me. So I didn't identify myself really as an actor, because I think if you do, somebody told me that once, like, what do you identify yourself as? I said, I'm an actor. And like, well, if you're not acting, then what are you? Then you're nothing. So I tried not to identify myself as an actor, and whatever it is that you use to identify, but something like it's fleeting for me in this industry, that I went another way. So that's a long answer to your simple question.
No,
that's great. It's always fascinates me. But now you're doing great. You're on.
We're doing good
Yes.
today.
Yes.
And tomorrow,
Who knows?
If you had to,
who's this guy?
That's Splinter.
Splinter.
It's their arch nemesis.
Hey, Splinter. What's his name?
Shredder.
Shredder. Oh! I love. I killed you. Get up.
That's
Get up!
exactly how those movies
That's all I
go.
remember from my childhood.
Completely. That's exactly.
just did it?
You
That
just
was the
did it.
movie.
You actually don't even watch.
They're
that
really
movie.
that complex?
That's really.
Man, that first movie was so actually kind of an adult movie. There were a lot of emotions, family, brotherhood.
Yeah. They told a really good story. I
It
think that's
really
why
was.
everyone loved it.
All right,
Loved
go ahead.
it.
Your question.
I mean, not as good as this.
No,
I
that
know.
was
That
much
just happened.
better.
What's his
but-
name? Peanut? What's his name?
Splinter.
Splinter. Why is he a Splinter?
Kind of like Peanut better.
Yeah. Peanut.
One Chicago. If you had to build another spin-off series, what would it be called? What would it be about? Chicago blank.
I mean, I think this has been spun around a little bit. but
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Chicago News,
Chicago News, Chicago Sanitation,
Chicago
and Waste,
Sanitation,
and Waste, Sanitation,
yeah,
Water Departments,
Chicago Postal
Chicago
Service.
Postal. I would like to do Chicago Embalming Services. There we go. That's an ugly business.
I bet.
All
Yeah.
this in here, it's got to go.
I don't
You
know if
wanna
we can go
get
on NBC though.
Right. Sounds like an amazing
Chicago Embalming.
show.
Yeah, I know. It's not going to work. I don't write shows.
Well, real quick before we get out of here, Fall TV's coming up. Chicago Med, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD back on September 25th. What are your TV show obsessions? What do you watch?
It's a good question. It's hard because we both have kids.
Yeah.
So it's
I got 2 kids and
work and
too much.
kids make it difficult to binge.
What are your kids
Yeah.
watching?
Watch.
Peppa Pig? Or...
My kid's whacked out on The Simpsons.
Are they?
There's like
Really?
800
Wow.
episodes. Yeah. He's
I
10.
mean, you gotta.
He's
That's
whacked
awesome.
You got.
Last year,
my
I
jam.
saw this show
You got-
Fleabag last year. Fleabag.
I heard
last
about
year.
that one. I heard
That
about
that
that.
woman is talented, man.
Yeah.
She does not mind putting herself in compromising positions. I mean, she just she has no qualms about looking
Yeah.
like she does not have to be the hero.
Yeah.
Not at all.
That's
She's great.
fantastic.
She's massively talented. So that was like a year ago. I watched a couple of those shows.
Yeah.
But I don't watch much. I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's with work and family. I mean, everyone thinks that we completely watch everything and we've seen every movie that's come out and all this other stuff. But we're definitely fans
Yeah.
of the genres and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it's one of those situations where it's like, where's the time go?
I know.
I mean, these guys especially work 12, 14-hour days.
Yeah, we
you
work
know.
more than them.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They just gotta operate and fall in love. We gotta
gotta,
bring
go down
30 people out of a
fires.
building and drive up
Yeah.
and then get
Crime,
out and then have these big
stories.
firehouse scenes where
That's a great
everybody's
Chicago Med tagline.
yeah.
Yeah.
Operate and fall in love.
I mean-
Chicago Med. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. This is great.
Signing off from Comcast Central here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Have a good night, everybody.
Every time those doors open, there are good people, strong people, people at the top of their game ready on the other side.
And I just died right here.
Oh, you don't drink it all the way down?
No regrets. There's nothing where I'm like, you know what I really wish I would have done?
I don't hide my candy anymore.
Autographed every part of the human body.
I love it. I cannot wait till the cameras are rolling.